Allow yourself to mess up. Allow yourself to be wrong. Allow yourself to be embarrassed. Allow yourself to start and stop and start and stop and stop and start over again. Allow yourself all that you need to do to get to where you need to be. Hey y'all, it's Kiki. Welcome to my channel. The topic of this video is you judge other people because you judge yourself. When I was younger, mostly when I was like in middle school and high school, because this is when social media started popping off, I always used to make little comments to myself, of course, not under their videos, but or like their posts, but I always made comments to myself about like the pictures they post, the videos they post, things like that, the little tweets or subliminals or whatever. And it wasn't until some years ago, when I say like 2020, when I started my spiritual journey, I realized that the reason why I'm so judgmental of other people is because I was judgmental of myself. Let me just get to the meat and the potatoes. It's like I'm beating around the bush, but let's just get to it. One of the main things that I found myself being really judgmental about, I just gotta be honest, when I was younger, I always looked down upon girls who would get on social media and twerk, or they barely had on clothes. I would find myself judging them, right? And so then I remember thinking,
they're never gonna like get a real boyfriend, or they're never gonna get a guy to respect them because they present themselves this way on social media and out in public. As long as I stay modest and I stay classy and appealing to men, then I'm bound to get respect from men. I'm bound to get respect.
but this is how I thought. Mind you, I'm like 13, 14 thinking this. Like, literally, this is how I thought. It's so bad, y'all. When I was younger, I have to say it, I was a pick-me. When I got older, I remember thinking, like, you too busy judging other people. You can't even have a good time. You want to go out to the parties. You want to go out to the club. You don't want to twerk because you think this guy is going to look at you a certain way or think less of you. Newsflash, you could be covered from your head to your toe like a damn nun and still not get no damn respect. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like off topic, but that's kind of like one of the things I found myself being very judgmental about. I'm spending all this time judging other people. Now I'm judging myself. Now I'm not allowing myself to be everything that I am. I'm trying to change the way I talk, change the way I dress, change the way I speak, change the way I walk, how I sit, how I, like everything, so that I won't fit into the categories or the boxes that I've placed these other women in. Bitch, you got your nerve. But if I'm honest with you, the only reason why I feel like I was so judgmental of other people is because I would hear people's opinions growing up. Growing up, I had women who I looked up to or I admired, and once I got to know them and I heard how they spoke about other people, men and women, in the beginning I didn't agree with it, but I thought, well, I'm sitting here, I'm admiring them, I'm looking up to them, they can't be wrong with what they're saying. But it's like, no, you're wrong, bitch. You're wrong. Like, let people do what they want to do. Let people live the life they want to live. I feel like the biggest sign of somebody who is so judgmental of themselves is somebody who goes around talking cash shit about people who cross their path 24/7. Once I got older and I got in my early 20s, like I said, this is when my spiritual journey kind of kicked off. I was in my early 20s and I had some friends here and there where I would go out with and I would hang out, and they never failed to talk some type of shit about the women who would pass us by. And I would feel like it was so unnecessary because I'm like, these girls ain't doing nothing but minding their business walking by. Like, I find it hard to believe that you love yourself if you go out of your way to be such an asshole. And I'm saying this because I've been there. I've been the person who's judging everybody else. When I thought about it, I realized, babe, the reason why you was going so hard on them is because you was going so hard on yourself. You are too scared to be who you are. That's why you sit up and spit out all these negative ass opinions and criticize and judge these people. That's the conversation I had to have with myself. That's why it's so important to have your own mind and have your own thoughts and your own feelings. Even if you're around some people who you once loved and once called a friend and once looked up to and once admired, and they start expressing themselves or expressing feelings about certain things and you don't agree with it, it's okay to not agree with it. Other people's opinions don't matter. What a wise man once said, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. I don't know if that has anything to do with what I'm saying, but I feel like it do. So just stay with me. Stay with me. I'm going. Now that I got older, my favorite thing to see, now that I've, you know, done the work, I've learned myself, I've got rid of like old ways of thinking and old habits. My favorite thing to do is to go out or even go on social media and to see somebody who is being authentically themselves and being so unapologetic about it. Nothing warms my heart more other than seeing somebody who is going outside of the society's norms, who are going outside of traditions, outside of what looks regular, and doing what the hell works for them. Baby, you got a cheerleader in me, okay? You got a friend in me. Once you realize the reason why you're judging other people is because you're judging yourself, it's gonna be very easy to determine or to notice when somebody is projecting onto you. Somebody who is sitting around calling you all types of names, right? They calling you lazy, you sorry, you ain't gonna never be nothing. They think that about themselves. It's much easier to say all those mean things to somebody else versus looking in the mirror and saying it to yourself. All of that denial you've been living in, it comes crumbling down. That mask you was putting on, that facade you was putting on, the moment you look in the mirror and have that moment with yourself, all of that goes away. And people scared of that. People scared to have those honest moments with themselves, because when you start having those honest moments, you'll realize I never even knew who the I was to begin with. People who are insecure, or who sit around judging themselves, or who sit around hiding behind the mask or hiding behind the facade, they can't stand to be around people who are loud and proud and happy to be themselves, right? And the moment you start being authentic and being yourself, that's when the projection starts. That's when the projection starts. It's so much easier to call out, to say all of the things you really kind of think about yourself. It's easier to point the finger to other people than to sit in that and have that honest moment. As soon as you start realizing the honest to God truth about yourself, that ego gets shook. Because everything that you thought you were, everything that you tried to convince yourself that you were, and you sit down and start having the moments and you stop judging yourself and you just look in the mirror and you have that one-on-one, that ego, it gotta shatter. And people be holding on to that ego, but I don't understand why. Well, I guess I can say that I understand why, because I mean, let's keep it a buck. Who wants to be seen as something other than a great person who's got it all together? Who doesn't want to be seen as somebody who deserves some type of praise or some type of shout out or something like that? But the real beauty is the person who doesn't need that. The person who doesn't live for that. That's when you win. When you realize I really don't need the hand clap. I didn't post this on social media because I don't give a who sees it or not. I did it because I wanted to. I did it because that's what I wanted to do. I ain't do this for you. You know what I'm saying? That ego does it for the people. That ego do it for the people. But when you step out of that and you kind of learn how to navigate outside of that, it's like I don't need to do it for the people. I remember I started hearing, why you don't tell nobody nothing? Why you so secretive? I don't have to. I don't need to tell anybody anything. I'm content with where I am. I'm content with who I am. I don't need to share it. Another thing I will say is, a part of me was scared to really step out of who I was pretending to be and step into who I was, because I kind of feared that the people around me wouldn't rock with me no more. But then, like I said in my self-love video, you can't take me for all that I am. You're not supposed to be here anyway. So then it became a must. It became a requirement. Like, it's only right that I am all of who I am. Because the moment you let me know that you don't like it, I gotta weed you out. I gotta get you out of my way. I gotta make room for the people who's supposed to be here. Period. I just had to stop lying to myself. I had to stop judging myself. I had to allow myself to be who I am. Stop judging yourself. And the moment you stop judging yourself, it's easier for you to stop judging other people. You don't even pay other people no mind, because you're so content and so happy with who you are that other people don't even matter. And I have to get into projection. People who project, it's so sad, because it's like people who project don't even know that they're projecting. it's like, oh my God, you sad, strange little man. A hit dog will holler. I don't know why people project onto other people. I don't know what that should be about. But I can only try to come from my experience, and I will project because, like I said, it's easier to call you a lazy bum than to call myself one. Right? You force back into reality, and you're forced to face that part of yourself that you're trying to run away from. That's why I think people project. Comment down below and tell me why y'all think people should project. I love a good conversation. Tell me why y'all think people project, or if you've ever projected on somebody. Tell me why you did it, or what was said and things like that. I want to know. The key to not judging yourself is to stop judging other people and to allow yourself to be as free as you want to be. We think we got plenty of time left on Earth, but anything is possible. An asteroid can come and hit Earth and we'll all die. Life is too short to not be living your best life, to not be living to the fullest, to not be doing the things that you've always wanted to do and always dreamed of. You judging yourself and judging other people ain't doing nothing but placing you in one spot. You're never ever going to reach that happiness that you see. You're never going to reach that peace. You're never going to become everything that you dream of becoming or see yourself becoming, because you can't even allow yourself to be who all you need to be. Allow yourself to mess up. Allow yourself to be wrong. Allow yourself to be embarrassed. Allow yourself to start and stop and start and stop and stop and start over again. Allow yourself all that you need to do to get to where you need to be. Maybe other people's opinions are why we judge ourselves, but we be giving too much power to people's opinions. Them opinions don't fucking matter. People's opinions don't matter. Fuck these people. And the more you step into your authenticity, the easier it is to meet people and attract people who are just the same as you. And the easier it is to weed out the people who are nowhere near, haven't done the work, or have not accomplished anything that you've accomplished. That's a fact. That's a Fendi fact. But yeah, y'all, that's it for this video. I'll see y'all in the next video. I'm trying not to end my videos with like bye. Like I'm trying to like be more, I don't know. But until the next video, I'll see y'all later. Bye.